What's up, boys?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
They say everywhere you go, there you are. We here live.
Live on a Tuesday, baby. Yeah, I mean, got the club going up on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? So, hold on, my bad. I'm just taking some more notes. Then I'll get locked in real quick.
Yeah, man. So, Nick, what's going on with you guys over at Hero, man? Let's bring them the insights.
Yeah, no, we've had a great month. You know, I think everybody June for across Georgia, everybody's on vacation and traveling and got stuff going on. But excellent month. We had Brandon Thurday sign up our second timber steel job. So it's a metal shingle, class 4 impact resistant. It's a good ticket. Customers are happy. They get an awesome warranty. So we're gonna get that built here soon. He sold that today. That's exciting.
That's great.
Really great week so far.
Good. You guys were on to a good one too when I was down visiting you a couple of weeks ago, right? You closed one right there in the office, in the showroom.
Yeah. And he closed these homeowners today. He actually met them at the house, and they wanted to come to the office afterwards and go through samples. So he did the inspection, and they jumped in the car or the truck and followed him over to the showroom, and they signed up there.
The VIP experience. I love it.
Yeah, we're really trying to build a good customer experience for the client.
You look like you want a roof. Come to my office.
Yeah.
Come, let me take you home.
I'll close you easier on my home turf.
Let me take you home. Come on, girl. Let me get you out of this house.
We got that big, we got that vibe board there, Sean, so the homeowner can see their house and like a 3D rendering of it.
Oh, bro, y'all set it up on the vibe board?
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Oh, that's
you can really
dope.
see the different shades, see what samples they want on real time. Then we got the actual displays there too. So it's good to be able to see the product like what you're purchasing. Most roofing sales guys signing them up on a yellow piece of paper and then saying, all right, what color you want? And then 2 weeks later, that's the first time the homeowner's really seen it besides that little bitty sample that they bring.
Yeah, no, I think that's beautiful to let homeowners see. Because if you selling a golden retriever, right? And if anybody who watch it, if you don't know what a golden retriever is, that's why you need to be at the Best Hustler Experience or come join the Best Hustler Academy. But if you're selling a golden retriever, right? Shameless plug. But if you're selling a golden retriever, they enjoy the visualization of what they home gonna look like, right? So you letting them see that roof on that vibe board, like they emotionally getting attached to that image. So now it's hard to back out because they already done seen what it's gonna look like on their house. So they like mesmerized. You know what I mean? It's like the car salesman putting you in the whip and let you driving it around town. Like, bro, you already done felt that smooth drive, so you kind of don't want to go back to your car that you thought drive good.
I think any large purchase, you want to be able to test drive it. Whether that's a home remodeling job or buying a new vehicle, you want to know what it's going to be like before you have to buy it. And I feel like there's so many different service trades in our industry where the person does not get that test drive.
I like that. I never thought about that. Anytime you're doing a big purchase, you're going to want to test drive it or test it out. That's good. I like that. I've never thought about roofing from that perspective, but you're right. It's like this is a big purchase. I want to know what I'm getting and what it's gonna look like, feel like, all these things. Not from a physical perspective, but just that visualization, because that seeing things can give you a feeling. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope, man. I like that. If y'all watching, that's a nugget for you right there. And they ain't even on our topic, but anytime you got high ticket items, you're going to want to test drive that thing.
Nick's bringing the heat.
I like that.
Taming the bulldog homeowners by letting the golden retriever sit down and wag their tail.
Yeah. I like that. What's been popping over there at Best Roofing Marketers, Bruce? That's what's popping at Hero. What's popping over there?
Man, we brought on a new sales director, our growth director, Randy Shepard out of Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Young man's fire, man. He's got 5+ years in digital. Hardworking kid. Father had a contracting business, very successful. Family business, just has a lot of traits and characteristics, and he's off to a fast start, man. He's representing us well, and already been to a trade show. He's going to be in Chicago next couple of weeks with Atlas, and man, just really excited about him. That's probably the biggest update for us since we met last.
Hey, man. Hey, and shout out to Atlas, baby. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. But I'm excited. We got these Atlas trainers coming up. The first one kicking off February. I'm at July 6th in Illinois. And we got like 4 more scheduled after that. We'll help you with all of the do Atlas call them diamond contractors?
You're keynoting with the Diamond Contractors, and it's 5 golf qualifying rounds for a big one that's taking place. So it's Chicago, it's in Virginia,
It's Dallas, Virginia,
Nashville,
Tennessee, Orlando. Yeah. But they call them diamond. I just want to make sure
Yes,
that Atlas
the
call them
Diamond
diamonds.
Contractors.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be with all the diamond contractors at all of these golf tournaments. So I'm excited about that. This week coming up, tomorrow we got what I'm calling 72 hours of impact. 72 hours of impact. And one more time, just in case you didn't hear that, 72 hours of impact, baby. So we doing Thursday, we'll be in Dallas with the Latinos and Roofing. Shout out to Amparo and the whole Latinos and Roofing. Love all of y'all and everything that y'all do. So we're going to be rocking out in Copel, Dallas, right? Copel, I might be saying it wrong. Copel. Either way, right by the airport in Dallas on Thursday. Wrapping that up at 3 o'clock, hopping right on the plane, flying to Connecticut that night. That next morning, we got a training in Waterbury, Connecticut, also known as the Dirty Water. That's what they say in Connecticut. That ain't what I say. That's just what they say. The Dirty Water. So it's going down in Waterbury, Connecticut. We'll be there Friday from 10 to 3. And then chilling for a little bit, jumping right back on the plane, flying to Atlanta, Georgia, rocking out with Preferred Roofing Supply, my dog Paul and the whole Preferred Roofing Supply family. And that's going to be Saturday. So we call it 72 hours of impact, 24 hours in every single state. And I'll be at the conference in November. Hey, who is that? Hey, I appreciate you, my guy. Hopefully you already bought your ticket. If you did, you let us know. We got something special for you. We got some stuff that we got in the works. But 72 hours of impact over the next 3 days, man. So I'm pumped. I'm geeked. And right after that, we jump into that Atlas Diamond training, man. And I'm super excited, bro. We're working on the Best Hustler experience, getting that event together. Best Hustler Academy. The content been phenomenal in there. So if you want to know what's going on in there, schedule you a coaching call. Yeah, shameless plug, bro. Come get y'all ass in the academy, man. Come get your game up. Take your game to that next level. But yeah, and we blessed over here, and I've been getting locked in on pickleball, baby. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'm coming to see you next week to bring it.
Hey, I'm telling you, hey, quick story, then we'll jump into this topic, bro.
Yeah.
So yesterday we playing pickleball, me and my son, because I only play with a 10-year-old. I'm the only one that played with a son. I don't play with no grown adults. I told my son I refuse to play with anybody else till me and him win our first game. Right? I've told him I'm locked in with him till we win our first game. So and right now we like 0-7, dog. But no, I just
you hooked. You got a taste of it. You got a free sample. Right?
We like 0-7. The closest we ever won was 11-13. We went into overtime, and I think it got the most of us because we almost won, and I think we got too geeked up. But so they hit this ball. It's like a low ball to the left side of the court. And I be moving, bro. Like the people I play with, they be like, bro, you fast. Like you can get around this court fast. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's only 5 yards. You know what I mean? 7 yards. I can move lateral. That ain't nothing. So they hit this ball. They go low. I switch it from my right hand to my left hand because I don't like the backhand. I like rather switch it to my left hand and hitting it. It's super low, bro. I pop it up. I lose my balance, crash into the fence.
Crash out.
Crash into the fence. But it was still in play. He hit it back. My son hit it back. And then by the time the ball got back over to them, I had got up and I was like running back to go get in the play. And the dude like, you okay? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Just play it. And he hit it back and hit it short of the net. And we got the ball back down. And like the whole pickleball court like locked in on us because like all you hear is a big crash, bro. Like boom, just hit the gate. And then I get back up and running. So and then I get up and my son like, Daddy, that was the coolest save ever.
That's awesome.
It was just a crazy story, bro. Luckily, I was sweating, so I ain't get scarred up.
No, that's great, man.
Yeah, it was funny, dog. I be out there going ham, dog.
It's a good segue, right? Because you was in there, you had an opportunity, but you had to execute, get that ball back across the way.
Amen.
That's
so,
hey, pickleball is mental, man. You and your son, y'all just gotta start trash talking more. You win some games.
That's it, bro. That's it.
I was bad at tennis. I would, the only games I won is because I made the opponent so mad they were trying to hit me with a ball. There's just a little tip for you.
No, you're right though, because we lost because we got in our head because we was up 10-8, and my son looked at me. He's like, "We about to win." and he
That's
fucked
it.
himself.
That's
He
it.
fucked
That's
himself up
can't
after
do it.
that, bro. He couldn't even get his serves right after that, bro. He started getting. I'm like, oh my gosh, dog. And then my daughter come over there. She's like, "What's the score, Daddy?" I'm like, 10-8. She like, "Y'all about to win y'all first game?" I'm like, "Oh,
You got
like,
jinxed
Told
by
us right. No, they not.
bro, it was so funny, dog. But it was good. It was good.
That's good. Hey, that's good
So-
time. But you create memories he'll remember forever, man. That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah,
Awesome.
man. He out there playing by himself tonight because he was like, "So can you come after your call?" I'm like, "Probably not, bro." So they know him so much they let him get on their teams because they done seen him play enough with me that they know he can play. So like people pick him up. So
That's great.
yeah, nah, he getting his reps in. But so what we wanted to talk about tonight, and the reason why, like, don't get me wrong, we can always just jump into the topic, but it's nice to let y'all know that we just like real people. We out here chopping it up. We love each other, and sometimes we don't got enough to communicate with each other every single day to know what's going on in our lives. So the update's always beautiful. But what I want to talk about today, so I teach this thing called the formula for execution. The formula for execution, right? And I tell people, effort is praised, execution is worship. Effort is praised, execution is worship. And I let all the reps that I work with know when you get to a certain age, you don't get paid for trying no more, dog. When you're a grown adult, like Bruce, you can't go home to your wife and say, "Babe, I tried to pay the bills." Can you imagine that Nick going home to Kristen and say, "Hey, listen, babe, I tried to book us a vacation. Like I tried."
She say you had to try harder to come back to bed.
Hey, listen, I tried, and I let reps know. I say, man, in this season of our life, you either do or you don't.
Right.
Like it ain't no gray area. And I did a few one-on-ones this weekend, and that's what brought this idea. Like this, what brought this topic to me when I was talking to Bruce about it. I did a few one-on-ones this weekend, and I'm sitting down with like 3, 4, 5 reps. 6 reps, and I'm like, man, how much money you want to make this year? 120, 130 grand. I'm like, that's beautiful. I'm like, how you gonna get there? And they're like, what you talking about? I'm like, what's your number? How many roofs you need? Like, what is your daily focus? Like, what is the plan of execution or the preparation for execution that you done put together to make sure that you can make a 130, 140 grand? And don't get me wrong. I know some guys out there like, just put your head down and grind. But no, we want to have an aim. We want to have a focus. We want to have something that we wake up and execute on every single day. And I sat down with guys and I helped them map out their numbers. And I showed them the formula for execution to get to 120,000. And the part that always make me laugh when I show guys this formula is they say, "That's it? That's laughable, man. That's crazy." So I just wanted to talk about, how you take your goals, how you take your goals from ideas to execution, right? And Nick got a beautiful quote that he told me about earlier when it comes to goals, right? What you said, Nick?
You said goals are dreams with deadlines. Yeah, I think
goals are dreams with deadlines, right? Got to put a deadline on that thing. So
Can I piggyback on that real fast?
Yeah, you can go, Bruce.
On the topic you said too, and what Nick's saying, I think the goal always has to. You got to keep moving the goalposts further away, right? So, 100 grand is what people always strive for, is like a milestone, like step one. I want to get here. The problem is, so many people think that's the benchmark. But once you get to 100 grand, right, you should not be happy there. You should try to get to 2. And once you get to 2, you got to get to 5. Once you get to 5, you got to make the 7-figure deal, right? So I like the deadlines and the goals, but I think you always got to keep stretching yourself too, to what Nick's saying. Once you achieve it, now set a bigger goal.
No, I agree.
And when you even like the front end of this quote, like goals are dreams with deadlines. Like I'm a daydreamer, and the thought process would put your head down and grind. If you got ADHD, the attention span like me, my head down. I'm gonna be looking like a rhino. I'm just running everywhere. You know what I mean? And I think our business has been so successful because I've had this huge dream, and then all right, you make it a goal, you give it a deadline, and you break it down, and that's what you execute on. And I'm glad this is the topic we're on. This is one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, me too, man. So let's say the goal is to make 130 grand this year. Let's just say 150 grand. Like, because first and foremost, I always tell sales reps, don't tell me you want to make 6 figures. I hate people who say that shit. I want to make 6 figures. I'm like, bro, you just
Is that
saying that shit.
101 or 999?
Yeah, you just saying it because you heard it on TV or you saw it on social media.
Yeah.
Tell me the exact number you want to make, bro. I want to make $145,225. So I want to make $165,233, whatever it may be. But give me a very accurate number. So we're gonna use 151,633. I mean 636. 151,636 bucks, right? And we're gonna say you got an average commission. Let's just gonna put it out at like $2,000, right? Just to make it easy. So you take that that number, you divide that by $2,000. That give you 76 roofs, right? It give you 76 roofs.
Mm-hmm.
So then I tell guys, we take the 76 roofs, right? And then we divide the 76 by 12. I was in Georgia, so they got 12 months to grind, right? So we going by 12. Boom. So that give you 6 roofs a month. 6 roofs a month that need to be paid for. If you're doing insurance, that need to be bought by insurance. Or, yes, ma'am, you can. Or need to be retail. Right, so you either need to get 6 roofs approved per month, or you could sell 6 roofs retail. Don't matter, right? At that average of, let's say, if you're getting 10%, right? If you're getting 10%, that means you're selling $20,000 roofs. And I could be wrong, Nick, but I think the market, if you're in a healthy neighborhood, you anywhere between 18 to 20,000 plus, correct?
Yeah, and I'd say that the average continues to creep up year after year, right? Yeah, I'd say the average roof in Georgia. 15 to 25,000.
15 to 25,000. And if you're in a healthy neighborhood, bro, you buy 18 to 20,000.
Yeah, plus. Yeah.
All right, yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot of healthy neighborhoods around here.
It's in Georgia, and pitch is profit. Like, it's a lot of things that play into this, right? So that means you need 6 roofs that need to be paid for. So I tell guys, I'm like, let's say we live in a 50-50 world. We take out the Dark Horseman. We take out the Allstate. We take out the State Farm. And, let's just say the other solid insurance companies out there, you got a few retail in your belt. I say that means you need about anywhere between 12, 14 claims a month, right? 12, 14 claims a month. Boom. Now we take that 12 to 14, we break it down. That's anywhere between 3 to 4 claims per week. I tell guys, if you're doing 4 a week, right? You're doing 4 a week, that'll give you 16 claims per month, right? And let's just say we're doing 50-50. If you're filing 16 claims and 50% of them getting bought, or you sprinkling some retailer. Now, let's say you're getting 8 roofs that's getting paid for $2,000 a month, right? That give you $16,000 per month, right? You times that by 12, that give you $192,000 right there. $192,000 just by doing.
And to Deshaun's point,
yeah, go.
If you got a 50% closing ratio, hit me up here. Roofing's hiring.
Yeah, and we talking about talking about a 50% buyer's rate, right? And
no, that's what.
And even if you retailing at 35%, Hero's still hiring 40%, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
Now they give you 4 a week, right? Now you're at 16 claims. So now you know your numbers. So what I tell guys, I say, okay, now you got your number for execution. You know the number you're supposed to execute on. 76 roofs, divide that by 12, 6 to 7 a month. So I tell guys, I say, go get you a whiteboard, go get you a poster board, whatever. Put 76 circles on this poster board. And every time a new roof get approved, you color it in, right? Because now we're making the goals visual. Now you're waking up every day and you know what you're chasing. Now let's continue to break it down to the micro, right? Because we want to continue to get to a level of execution. So now you know your numbers. That's out the question. So boom, now you got your numbers down. 4 roofs a week, 76 roofs a year. Yeah, come on, Bruce, do your thing.
So one thing I would do, and I would coach my team too, right? So I love how you're reverse engineering the mathematics because numbers don't lie. So you got the numbers to hit your goal, and in this example, it's 4 per week, correct?
Yep.
So then I would tell them you got to shoot for 5 because 2 reasons. 1, if you come up short, you still have an opportunity to hit your goal. And 2, it is okay to exceed your goals. It is okay to be better than you thought you could be, right? So shoot for 5, and if you come up at 4, you're still tracking. Right, mama's still happy. If you shoot 4 and you come up short on 3, so just push yourself a little harder than what it's going to take to actually achieve your goal. So that way, there's wiggle room to come up short and still be successful.
1,000%. I like that. Right. So we aiming for 5, and we still in the goal phase.
Yeah.
Because we aiming for 5, right? Because we still don't know how we're gonna get to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We still ain't got no plan for execution. Like we got the numbers in order. So now I tell ourselves, let's take it a layer deep, right? Now we done made a commitment to work 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Let's say you're doing 5 days a week, right? Boom. Now you Monday through Friday, or you Monday, Tuesday off, Wednesday through Saturday, whatever you want to do. Now, to help you execute at the highest level, we make a commitment that we're going to be in the field on our first door no later than 3:30. Not leaving my house at 3:30. Not driving around looking for neighborhoods at 3:30. But hitting my first door by 3:30. I just did a training with a guy. I did a coaching with a guy. He's like, man, I spend about 3 hours a day in the field. I say, okay, so let me hear what your day look like. He's like, well, you know, I drive around and I look at houses and I psych myself out. And, you know, I say, okay, let's be very practical. You spend an hour a day in the field on the doors. You spend 2 hours driving around.
Telling yourself why you afraid to get out and get on the doors.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, basically.
So, not no basically. That's what he doing.
Exactly.
Let's just be very practical. So now we done made a commitment. We working 5 days a week. We're gonna be on our first door by 3:30. Listen, I want y'all to be mindful of this, right? Execution is the ability to mesh strategy with reality, right? The reality is you want $192,000. What are you gonna do to execute to get there, right? So now we on the doors by 3:30. Now we on the doors, right? Now cats love to ask me this, Nick. How many doors should I knock per day? I say, we don't chase doors. They say, what you mean? I say, doors give you a skewed reality of you doing your job, because you done knocked 30 doors and 2 people answered, and you said, but Nick, I hit 30 doors today.
In my activity.
I hit 30 doors today, right? Hey, Nick, somebody asking, what's the average percentage rate for a complete sale at your business or businesses, right? But hold on, keep that question. So I tell guys, let's continue to execute at a high level. I don't want you knocking doors. Well, I want you knocking doors, but I don't want you counting doors. They say, what you want me counting? I say, I want you to focus on trying to get in front of 25 homeowners every single day. Focus on trying to get in front of 25 homeowners every single day. I tell everybody, Nick, I say it's impossible. Just think about that, Nick. You think you can get in front of 25 homeowners every day?
You can shoot for it, right?
I'm asking, do you think you can get in front of 25 homeowners every day?
Just on the doors, no. There's no way, right?
It's impossible, because 3 people gonna tell you yes.
3 people are gonna talk to you for an hour and a half.
3 people gonna talk to you for, and now your day gone, and now you gone, right? If you want to. So I say aim for 25 homeowners a day, right? But then we narrowed the focus. Hear me out. We narrowed the focus, because I tell everybody, like, cats know I'm a certified mental performance coach, so we got to teach you how to, like, focus on every little situation you in. So we got you aiming for 25 homeowners a day. But you can only count it as 1 homeowner if you push for 3 objections. You got to push past 3 objections. So if I knock on Bruce's door and Bruce say not interested, and I say, hey, but, and he just slammed the door in my face,
That's not a homeowner.
that don't count. That don't count.
They might as well not open the door.
They might as well not open the door. So you got to have a full conversation where you're able to overcome at least 3 objections, or attempt to overcome 3 objections, and then you can count that as a homeowner. Boom.
If they don't open the door all the way, I tell, me and Evie just went handed out invitations to the Jeremy's concert on Saturday, and we handed them out in our neighborhood. And she's like, you didn't tell that neighbor as much as you told the last neighbor. I said, yeah, because he didn't open the door all the way. He didn't want to talk to us. Same thing. If you only I like that. You only get past 3 objections.
You can't count it as a homeowner, right? You got to be a quality homeowner. So now I got your macro to the micro. You know your numbers. You know you need at least 6 to 7 roofs, 8 roofs that get approved every single month by either insurance or you selling them retail. Now you know you need to be in the field every day by 3:30. Knocking your first door by 3:30. Now you focusing on getting to 25 homeowners every single day, but you can only count it as a legitimate homeowner if you attempted to overcome 3 objections, in the sense of, like, trying to push past to, like, unless it's like a homeowner, like, hey, we already in the process. I get it, right? Whatever. But even then, that don't count as a fair opportunity to get in front of 25 homeowners. So now we done took your goal from an idea to now we got a plan of execution of how to get to these 4 claims a week. And I tell guys, man, you ain't got to shoot for no 2-3 claims a day. Like that can happen. But if you can get 1 opportunity a day, bro, that's 5 a week. You're doing 5 a week, that's 20 a month. You're doing 20 a month, your number's even more crazy.
The more you break something down, because when you don't break down a goal, it can become overwhelming, right? Again, you want to hear the exact number. So if I just say I want to make 151,000 this year, if that's your goal, you're overwhelmed. But if you're listening to what Deshaun's saying, you break this down, not just monthly, not just, but, break it down to the day. It's a lot easier to achieve.
Way easier.
When it's a lot easier to exceed, because when you get in this mentality of the goal is 25, a lot of people give up if they go have a good day, set 2 inspections, 3 inspections, right?
Don't even get me started on that shit.
I said, I'm good. I'm going home.
But what I'm saying is pros like us know, and I even see here, forget my individual sales, like even on investor for marketing, we'll go a little bit without a deal, and then all of a sudden we get 3 in a day. That's a hat trick, right? When you are on fire, man, there is like a sense, like an aura, like I'm, NBA Jam, you used to shoot and the ball turns on fire when you're making everything. It's like that in sales. That's the day you should work the longest, when you close in paper.
That's the day you should
go home early.
My favorite.
You don't go home early.
My favorite sales manager, Robert Cole. His favorite thing to say to sales team is, "When's the best time to close a job?"
Right after you
close a deal, baby.
Just close the deal. Once you close the deal, get on the phone, call your next customer, and close that deal. I was thinking about this earlier too. Like even when it comes with following up with customers, I think that can be overwhelming too, right? Like having to call. You got all these clients to check in, but I say small crumbs, fill a plate up, right? And so where I was at,
hold on, wait. I just want to make sure I heard that. Small crumbs fill a plate up.
Yeah.
All right, just want to make sure. I just want to make sure, but I gotta make sure people hear.
Start calling Nick the Rev, bro.
I gotta make sure people don't. I gotta make sure people don't miss the gems, bro. Like we just be moving on. I gotta make sure they catch them. Small crumbs fill a plate up. All right.
But where I've had the most success on a day where I need to execute a lot of execution is just grabbing that first crumb in front of me. Like, what's the easiest thing I can achieve? Right now in front of me, knock it out. And it could be sending an email. It could be calling that one customer on a repair, because you start building that emotional momentum where you want to keep going. You're like, just like closing a deal. Like, all right, I did that. It was easy. Go to the next one. Instead of looking at one overwhelming thing, like, man, I want to call that customer and talk about this $50,000 problem. Knock that one out. By the time you get there, you're excited, you're pumped, you're ready to tackle that person. I think it's the same thing in the field, knocking doors. As soon as I get somebody say yes, I'm ready to go to the next door, instead of having that mentality of, I got to leave, I'm getting in the truck and going home.
Oh,
so,
man.
The psychological behind that, Nick, is you're right. Like, I still wear old school on list every day. I got my list, and there's something really rewarding about crossing them off. You know what I mean? So if you
had a salesman call that list the kill list or the hit list.
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're actually doing exactly what we're talking about. These are just small levels of execution. You're just executing little things that have to get done, and you start to feel better about them. And then it starts to be, becoming more freedom to do the other bigger things, so you can go tackle that big task that you're not looking forward to.
Okay, so we moving along the execution trail, the execution formula, right? So boom, we getting that first call in. Like Nick said, small crumbs fill up a plate, right? You got your time you're gonna be on the doors. You got how many homeowners you're looking for. You counting them only if you overcome 3 objections. You got your 76 roofs on the poster board, and every time a deal go through, you're circling it in. You counting your numbers, right? Now the next phase, when it comes to executing at a high level, right, and getting shit done, you gotta have a commitment to excellence. You got to have a commitment to excellence, because people can do everything that we just told them to do and still get no results.
Sloppy.
Because you just doing it because we told you to do it. You doing it because Nick told you if you work 3 hours a day and you knock 50 doors a day, Bruce said, if you make 50 calls a day, 10 roofing owners going to pick up, 5 going to opt into it. Like,
get in, Rev. Preach.
But do you got a commitment to excellence? Mm-hmm. So what I teach guys is the effort formula. What is the effort formula? The principle of efforts, right? When you put an average effort you get below average results. You put in good effort, you get average results. You put in great effort, that's when you get good results. And when you start operating out of excellence and phenomenal, that's actually when you start getting the great results that you're looking for. Right? So the level that you want to land on when it comes to like your results, the effort that you putting in, it got to exceed the level of results you actually want to land.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your execution, you got to have a commitment to excellence, which means every time you're on the doors, every time you run an appointment, anytime you're in front of somebody, you got to show up as the absolute best version of yourself. Right? I always say you got to show up. I used to tell my reps when I had my sales team, I said, if you're going to show up on your C game, stay your ass home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get in front of no homeowners.
I think part of that is you have to identify your why to get that commitment of excellence.
You done put a layer to it.
Yeah. I mean, really, you really got to attract what is your why and why you're doing it? Because that's going to get your excellence. You're just like, man, I just want to make this much money because my people around me are. You're going to go for good and get average results, but when you're like, this is my why, so I'm passionate about, I'm going to break, this is why this is my goal. That's where you start chasing that commitment of excellence. That's when you start achieving great results.
Yeah. Deshaun, do you want to let Nick address this question real fast? This is the same one that came in on the percentage average. Now he's saying, what I'm trying to say is roughly how often do y'all and your coworkers close a deal? I'm a new independent roof salesman, and I'm trying to figure out what makes a worker good.
So great question. I would say every market's a little bit different and depends on.
I'm glad you addressed that.
If you're selling insurance or retail, and if you're in a high luxury neighborhood, or you're looking at just the average roof sales. But I think on average across the nation, a good to great sales rep is between a 30 to 50% closing ratio, depending on what type of materials they're selling.
And it depends on whether you're doing insurance or retail.
You go work for Erie Roof, now you may be at 10 to 20% closing, but you're going to make, their average ticket's like six figures. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But across the nation, I would say 30 to 50% depending on retail, insurance.
Traditional asphalt, shingle, average market.
We got a really good team with some great closers. I think we're 40% and up. So.
Yeah, and if you had that self-generating, I say, if you knew, you probably 1 out of every 10 quality conversations.
Yeah.
1 out of every 10 people, you probably getting the deal, creating an opportunity.
And just like you reverse engineered it earlier, it's the same thing when you look at your closing ratio. Like you said, I got to close 6 deals, so I got to get 12 prospects. So it's back on, how many leads do you need to get between, door knocking, Facebook referrals, all that all together is going to kind of help you figure out, exactly how much you're going to close that month.
I just got
not depend on the company either. You want to know how much you can get, and then the company is going to put you over the top if you're working for a really good company.
And when you talk about slicing this down, that's absolutely right, Nick. I just had a visualization too, Deshaun. So your board, when you have them structure the 72 circles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about being very precise, I would break it down 6 by month. Because if you're looking at the big blob of 72 and you're 3 months in and you only have 2 deals, you could be freaking out. But if you're looking at every month's a new reset, I only got to get 6 this month, got to keep grinding. Like, I think you can continue to break these things down in a way that are even allow for more precision, but also more confidence building.
I like that. I like breaking it down by what you just said, breaking it down to 6, right? Per month. So putting a little box around every 6. Once you got your 72 on the paper, you put a box around every 6 and you only focus on each box per month until you get to where you need to go. Instead of, like you said, Bruce, focusing on that whole big 72. Now you got 666, right?
I just think there's something to achieving the little wins along the way.
1,000%. I'm right there with you. And one thing I want to remind people of, So one thing I want to remind people of is once you got your macro broken down to the micro, you know your exact numbers. You've made a commitment to excellence, which means every time you're doing something, you're showing up as the best version of you. Like, there's no watering down the process. I tell cats all the time, I can be tired between doors. But when I get in front of that homeowner, oh boy, it's game time. It ain't no being tired. It ain't none of those things.
I think
So
you
now-
get, I think you carry that with everybody though. Everywhere you go, I don't even think it's just homeowners, man. I think it's everybody you talk to. Like you only get microseconds to recharge. I've seen you at trade shows and keynotes, and you bring the level of energy to every engagement, no matter who you're talking to, their position, their title. It could be the janitor at the Orange County Convention Center, or it could be a multimillionaire with an 80 square opportunity for you. You treat them all the same. I love that. I think every salesperson
I
should.
do, and I think you have to. I mean, it's it's emotionally exhausting. I don't know about you guys. I'll get home and be tired. And
oh, bro, I be boy.
And then we got to plead to our wives to understand why we're so tired, because they say you just sit at the computer and talk all day. And you got to let them know it's exhausting. It's exhausting to be this good, baby. Come on.
She said that to Bruce last night. She told him that.
You silly.
All you do is talk to a computer. Bruce said, "Yo, no what it's like."
Nah,
this is another great question. Well, I mean, again, he said this is Malik Jordan. This is kind of off topic, but I just started roofing sales a month and a half ago. No sales experience. I've gotten 7 denials since. Not one approval. How'd you guys stay motivated in the beginning? I think it's good for Deshaun to start on this. I got something to add, but
yeah. I'm gonna let you add to it, but this is how I'm looking at this. Boy, I got 7 in a month and a half. Boy, I'm geeked up. I can do this shit. Like, I can do it. Now I just got to find healthier neighborhoods, better insurance companies, polish up my process a little bit. But the fact that I did 7 in a month and a half, my confidence would be on 10 because I'm executing. I'm just in the wrong areas. So now at this point, I just need to find better neighborhoods. But if you told me you've been in roofing for a month and a half and you got 1, I'd have been like, bro, we come join the Best Hustle Academy. You know what I mean? Like, go get some training. But you got 7 in a month and a half. For me, that's evidence. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right industry. I got it. I'm doing the right things. I'm just meeting the wrong people.
Right.
So now I'm just adjusting my neighborhoods to maybe I'm gonna move to a more excuse my language, a more what they call it, fluential part of town, where the house is a little bit bigger, people got a little bit more money, they're a little bit more prestige. It might be a golf club over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be 2 Starbucks on the corner instead of 2 corner stores. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, relocate, find a more quality area. So now those 7 can be with quality people. So now you're getting way better results and turnout. So that's what I would tell you, bro. That's why I'm staying motivated, because I know I can do this shit.
Yep. Go ahead.
I'd say tap back into your why, right? Like, why are we doing it? And that's what's going to keep us motivated and our head down. And then on top of that is I agree with you, Deshaun. It's that's where we got the motivation, we got the people say yes. Let's critique and look on where our holes are. If you get 7 denials, why'd you get denials? Tough insurance agencies. You need to find a better insurance carrier to work with. Or, do you even do a little bit more research on the front end, make sure you're getting storm reports, doing a better job qualifying the roof before the adjuster gets out there. And then, we got, a plug, start following John Cenick and get some training on that side.
Oh, yes, please. That's my guy. None but love for him. Chris Zimmerman. They both did trainings in the Best Hustle Academy.
Master your craft.
NTS, Master Your Craft. Go figure out who they is, Malik. They can help you out with those situations you're battling with. Gonna cost you some money, because that's just how the game go. But they phenomenal at what they do. So we done broke it down from the macro to the micro. I got you real quick, John, to show you how to stay motivated in this heat.
Yeah,
from macro to the micro. You done made a commitment to excellence, which means every day you empty in the tank. You're giving out 110, right? You're giving out 100. Like, you showing up every single day with the absolute best version of you. You're not just moseying through the process, right? So now you got your micro lined out. You done made a commitment that you're gonna show up as the best version of you every time you're doing a single task. It don't matter. And as you continue to execute through the year to make sure you can get to this 150 grand, 200 grand, whatever it is, I want you to. Another thing you got to do some inventory on is your priorities. Are your priorities in order to get to 150,000? Because in order for you to execute at a high level, you got to have your priorities in order. Right now it's 8:00. We on a coaching call. Love my son to death, but he wanted me to go play pickleball. But this is part of the execution of us selling out the best hustler experience, doing great promo, and continuing to build the brand. So it's like I had to prioritize this over going to play pickleball with the homie. And that's my dog. Love him to death. But priorities matter in all aspects of life. Because sometimes your kids, I love you, but right now we got to handle the top priority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for some of you sales reps, that's 20, 23, 25, even 40, right? Sometimes you got to tell the homies no. I can't come out tonight, right? Sometimes you have to not go out for the weekends, right? Sometimes you got to miss that birthday party. Sometimes you got to postpone that vacation. Why? Because we focused on executing. We all focused on executing, right? So get your priorities in order for you to execute. You got to figure out what is the most important thing, a task that need to get done, and we execute those things first before the things that's just somewhat important.
Bro, I gotta read the homie Rob Cole. No other
Stone Cold Rob Cole.
Rob the GOAT,
he
man.
can make a movie about this cat. Gotta tell you, each no is a jab at the punching bag. I'm gonna say it like Rob would. Put some damn calluses on your knuckles and focus on your punch while removing the pain. That's so good, Rob.
Put some callus on your knuckles and focus on the punch while you're removing the pain.
It's just reps. What he's saying there is, guys, man, all these young cats ask about motivation and the heat. It's reps, man. I think if you were losing motivation because it's hot, you were selling for the company, selling for your boss, and not selling for you and your wife and your family. And I think you need to that mindset.
Amen.
You're out there, because if you're doing it, if you're from the streets like I am, or Deshaun is, right, and you're doing it because you want to have a better life, you'll find a way. Nobody gave us anything. We both scrapped for it, right? So I would just say, man, reposition your why.
So, and I'm gonna just add just one more thing.
And Bruce, I just want to tell you, I'm from Riverdale, so
we all three from the hood, baby. Let's go. We found success. Anybody can do it.
I'm from Florida, born and raised, so we've been in this Florida heat since we've been kids. And anytime I had like summertime knocking, for me, two things: keep a rag in my back pocket so I can always wipe my face so I ain't drenched in sweat. Second thing is, every few homeowners I'm talking to, I'm asking, do you got a bottle of water? Hey, man, you got a bottle of water in there, man? Can I get a bottle of water? Most homeowners give you a free bottle of water or some napkins. But, like, no, dead serious, bro.
I'm going to come back around on this because I just had a door knocker come to the crib. I'm going to tell you the story. Go ahead.
I'm quick to be like, can I get a paper towel, man? I'm just sweating out here. And can I get a bottle of water? And then, like Bruce said, I'm focused on my why. So, since I'm so fixated on trying to get to 25 homeowners, the last thing I'm thinking about is how hot it is. I'm more fixated on trying to get 25 homeowners. Listen, it's hot, bro. I know listen, this time of year I get 2 shades darker. That's just how the game goes. But I'm trying to get to 25 homeowners, though. I ain't even thinking about this heat, right? Yeah. But tell the story about your canvasser, Bruce.
No, it just happened, bro, and I almost felt like it was a part of the sales pitch. The guy came to the door. I go out and mess with these cats, right? Because I get the privilege to coach door-to-door sales guys. So you come to my door, you walking in the lion's den. So I go out. He's in a polo and slacks. It's midday, and he's the same thing, right? I helped Jenkins' family right around the corner, this or that. But he gets done, and I was like, man, listen, I just want to play along. Can I give you some thoughts? Can I give you some notes to help your game? And he's like, can I get a water? So originally I said no. And I had him turn around and walk about 4 steps, and I called him back. I was like, no, I'm just messing with you, man. I'll get you a water. But it was just funny, man. I said, I do got to ask, though. He said, yeah, go ahead. He's standing there, cracked open the water, felt like $1 million. I said, you just closed the Jenkins around the corner. Why didn't they give you a water? You must have been sitting up at the counter at the kitchen table. I asked him that. I swear to God, man. Hand on the bottom.
Because they be lying. That's
well, I said, but his jaw hit the floor, bro. He didn't know. I said, but I'm happy to get you a water, bro, because what would Jesus do?
Man, the worst salesmen are liars, and you see that so much on social media with these.
You said the worst are liars?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, had a guy call me today. I'm buying an Airbnb in Florida. And so, what the mortgage company does, they sell your information. So we've been spam calls all the time. And this guy called me today. He goes, "Hey, this is so-and-so with Longview Lending." And I'm like, "All right, what's up, man?" He goes, "Well, I think you're refinancing your house and you filled out a credit application with us." I said, "I did?" He goes, "Yeah, you filled out your information." I said, "No, I didn't." I said, "Was I?" So I must have been tripping and hallucinating because I don't remember that, man. And he said, "Were you not doing this and this?" And I'm like, "No." And, hung up on him. I was like, be honest if you're cold calling me. I'll talk to you then,
Listen,
I agree. That's
I
my
just
boy.
had the
Keegan. What's
business
up, baby?
plan. We all gonna set up some hidden cameras at the front door. Every time a guy come by, we gonna put him through the ringer. We're just gonna talk to him, bro.
Man, I ain't gonna lie.
Coach
every
him on
time
the
I get
spot.
it,
That'd
yeah.
be like the funny salesman, bro. That's viral videos right there now. Some of these
Every
cats.
time I get a door-to-door sales rep, bro, I let him do his thing. I'm like, I rent, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I said, but I respect the grind. I've been doing this shit for 10 years. And they be like, for real? I'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, this guy. They be like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I always try to connect that. I done gave a few door-to-door sales reps books. Like, they come to my house, I give them books. I done did a few shit for door-to-door sales reps, bro.
Deshaun's like, here's a QR code to my YouTube page.
Hey, listen, bro. You need this help, dog. Come listen.
Turn on the notifications.
You need this help. I got you, dog. Here go this book. This game changed the game for me. Go read this shit, right? But so not to get off topic, but look, I like tonight, man, because everything ain't got to be so serious all the time.
No.
So we got macro to the micro. Now you got your numbers in order. You got a commitment to excellence, right? You got your priorities in order. You going to bed early, so you planning out the night before. Like, you got your priorities in order, boy. You passed up on that extra drink at the bar because you had that 8 a.m. appointment, right? You getting your priorities in order. Then the next thing that's going to be important when it comes to execution, and a lot of people ignore this part of the grind, but is the home support there for you to thrive? Is the home support there for you to thrive? Because you can have now, if you don't got no wife, you good, bro. Just go kill the game. But if you got a girlfriend or you got a significant other, they gotta have your back in order for you to execute at a high level. So conversations need to be had before season or mid-season if you ain't had them yet,
Can I suggest that people actually encourage their loved ones to hold them accountable? Like, I got to be honest with you, man. My son is 9. He's going to be my token sales guy. I think he can own all the businesses one day. Well, every day I pick him up. I pick him up from karate lessons, and I get ready to take him to baseball practice. He gets in the car. He's like, "Hey, Dad, how was your day? I love you. Did you make any sales?" Like, straight up, holding me accountable every day. Like, it's vested. And I think we should encourage our loved ones, our kids, play along, tease me, give me a hard time. Like, you're not going to let down the people that you love the most if they're involved in your life and they're cheering you on. And sometimes it could be in a fun, "Hey, did you sell anything today?" Like, get your ass out there and sell something. I think it's just that easy, man.
I love that. And they, and to piggyback on Deshaun's too, is they got to know what the expectations, what they're going to expect of you to be successful. Okay. I need your support because I am going to have to go out on a Friday, be in the field for 3 hours. And what supports me is not saying, "Hey, you got to come home early. You want to go do this." Like, my goal, and I got to make it happen. And I've talked about this so many times. You go back to the average of a roof sale, right? $2,000 on a Friday afternoon from 3 to 7. How much money can you make? Versus going and killing time or grabbing early dinner, or I'm having to go home to do baby duty. It's the thing. I think that's what made me successful so early on. I remember I was first doing roofing sales. I still worked at Takamak, and Kristen did too. And we had Evie. She's little. We get all the way up. We drove to work together. We're about to walk in. She's like, "I really don't feel like coming in today. And I'd rather go be with Evie. Like, I'd rather have my daughter right now instead of her be at my parents." I said, "Well, drive the car back. I'll walk in and tell them you quit." So, and I remember going in and picking up her shift and mine, made double money. You know what I mean? Like, I took her tables and bartended. I was like, "Don't worry," because they were upset. I'm like, "No, I got her tables. Give me her tables." Like, I got this. So it made double the money. And then from then on out, like, it was just me hustling. And then my roofing sales took over where I didn't have to work and bartend. And the time that she can spend with the kids versus her having to go in and let's have to pay a babysitter, have the in-laws involved, and they're missing out on things. We're able to make more money, because I look at someone, if your significant other has a side job, like what does that equate to what you could close as far as in the field on a roof that same day? If your wife's making $2,000 on a Friday, all right, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, but maybe you need to go support her.
Yeah, maybe you need to support her. But if that's not the case, it financially makes most sense for you to be in the one in the field and her to be holding the fort down and supporting you, like you said. I think that's huge. That's a conversation. It's got to be happening. They got to hold you accountable, like you're saying, Bruce. But they got to know what to expect. If you don't just say, "Hey, support me doing roofing sales now," but they don't expect that you're going to be in the field till 9 o'clock during the summertime, and that you're going to have to be making calls and you're going to go on vacation. You got to step away from the pool to be on the phone. I don't think there's been a vacation I've been on since I've been in the roof industry where I haven't had to do some type of work while I'm out of town.
But
it's got to be told.
Well, so the point here is, though, man, let them play along. Like, I was blessed to have a corporate career for 15 years in marketing sales. So we would have president's clubs. Top sellers get to go on a trip and take their wife, all inclusive, drinks, the whole nine. My wife loves those things. So every year it was a reset. You got to get president's club again. You got to go do it, right? So I would encourage individual sales pros, treat your significant other or treat your kid to a weekend away or something fun for them that they can enjoy. That's going to be small peanuts in the grand scheme. Don't make it about the serious financials where you got to pay the bills each month and all the hard times. Make it fun for your significant other and say, man, I'll tell you what, baby, if I hit XYZ revenue goal, I'll take you to the Bahamas for a weekend, or we'll go to XYZ and give them something to cheer for, to then motivate you. And that's worked for me for a very long time.
Every single wife is in the best mood on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
That's when most babies made, in case y'all ain't know. If you do the research, most babies are conceived
in clear boats on coral reefs.
A nice family trip. That's when your son was conceived, right? But
Rev's gonna have another.
Y'all two did a phenomenal job at that, because a lot of sales reps don't have that conversation with a spouse before season starts. They get in the season, and what do I mean by season? I mean like March. This year was March 9th, which was daylight savings shift. So in my mind, I said season opens at daylight savings. Don't get me wrong. You can close deals January, February. But I call it money season. And then people say, we make money all year. No, I hear you. But March to October,
you made more.
Is money season. Yeah. It gets dark at 9 o'clock, right? It's 8:53. It just got dark over here. 10 minutes ago,
it's still light here.
Exactly. It was. I was still knocking on your door right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my bad, bro. It's getting towards that time of day. Can you can only see my teeth right now? Hey, turn the light on for me, man. Turn the light on.
I'm not here to tuck the kids in. It's not weird.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's working.
Hey, actually, I missed dinner. My wife told me I ain't making home in time. Just seeing if y'all got some food in there, right? Like, it's that time of day where you 1 or 2 more doors left. But this my life when I was selling prime time right before daylight saving would come. Hey, babe, I want to let you know this is the goal this year. We want to hit this many numbers. We want to do $1 million plus X, Y, and Z. It's about to start getting dark at 8:30. I just want to let you know I'm going to be getting home a little bit later, but it's all because we're out here executing, getting things done. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. In the event you need me home, it's an emergency, I'm more than willing to that. I just want to let you know I'm probably going to be getting home around these times because I'm driving pretty far distance, and you know how I come out here and test shit up. Right?
Oh, you set a clear expectation with her in advance? So you're not You're not going to have to catch the flack and heat when you get back?
Exactly.
Imagine that.
I know, right? Hey, I go train, Bruce. I say this weekend, y'all going to be getting home around like 8:30, 8:45. Yeah. Go home and talk to your spouse on Thursday, like tonight, so she knows what to expect this weekend. And I tell guys, I say, if you can't have a conversation and let your wife know you're going to be home later tonight, I only imagine what other conversations y'all don't have. Like, if you can't tell her you're going to be getting home late, I know you ain't talking to her about no other difficult conversations in your life. So I want to let you know when it comes to executing, taking your ideas, when you're taking your goals from ideas to execution, You got to have the macro to the micro. Break that thing down to the nitty gritty, right? Know the doors, know the thing. Your focus every single day. You got to have a commitment to excellence, showing up as the best version of you. Get your priorities in order. What are you willing to give up or reposition for the next 3 to 5 months to get to this financial, goal?
Yeah.
And then last but not least, man, make sure your spouses or your partners support you going out there and being great, because that guilt will eat you alive, bro. And I've met sales reps that battle with this, man. They got this guilt. I ain't home, man. My girl. And that's going to win every time, bro. I love women. I really do. I think they're amazing creatures. My baby mama, amazing. I met both of y'all wives. Well, the mother of my kids, she's amazing. I done met both of y'all wives. They're amazing women, right? But I tell dudes all the time, 2 things will destroy your life: women and the government. Women in the government will destroy your life, bro. You get in trouble, easy to get in trouble, hard to get out of it. And if you mess around with the wrong woman, or you got the wrong woman in your life, she'll make you choose between her and your dreams, because you never communicated that. And most dudes would choose the woman over chasing their dreams and being successful. Mm-hmm. And luckily, both of y'all got amazing women in your life that was like, we want to be successful too. Go get your ass out there.
They like islands, bro. That's what it is. Find a girl that likes the islands.
Yeah, and the mother of my kids support roof hustles at a very high level. If I ever gotta adjust my schedule, she'll take the kids an extra day, because she understands the importance of what we're doing out here. I remember I was in a situation 2 years ago, which both of y'all know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to go into details. I was in a situation 2 years ago, and as soon as I stepped out of that, she looked at me. She said, "Your calendar look empty. You need to go fill that calendar up." And I'm like, "Don't worry, we're gonna get that done." Versus some of y'all spouses, like, why you gotta go work?
Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta go work, right? So those are some things I feel like if you get those things in order, man, you can execute this year. Some of y'all got lofty goals. You have no plan of execution. And like I said in the beginning, effort is praise. Execution is worship. No such thing as favoritism. Only executionism. When you execute at a high level, when you show up and close all your deals, your company give you more leads. Company send you to certain things because you're an executor, not because you tried. Nick ain't gonna send you the 100 square roof because you tried.
He gonna give it to the guy that's gonna go get it done.
Give it to the guy that's gonna execute, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I like that, man. Y'all did a phenomenal job.
I got another quote. I love quotes.
Yeah.
It says, I'm not telling you to love it. I'm telling you to crave the results so intensely that the work is irrelevant.
Amen. I ain't telling you to love it, but I'm telling you to crave the results so much that the work is what?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
That's
the homie. That's from Tim Grover, Relentless.
That's it.
Oh, but y'all know I be on my.
when he can put the pickleball paddle down, he cracks a book from time to time.
What's up, son? You need something? What you want to say? Hey.
I was just wondering. I play like.
Give me a second. We wrapping up.
Come on, Jared. Come say hi to us, bro.
Hey, so, go ahead, Nick. Go.
No, I mean that's it. I just love, same thing. I love that book, and I think, it's back to that why. We gotta love it so much. The work does not matter, and that's what makes us achieve our goals. And then celebrate your wins. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to our boy Jonathan Hudson.
He landed his first commercial deal.
No, he's been killing commercial all week. There you go.
Oh, new baby on the way.
They at the hospital right now.
Amazing supportive wife that knows he got to go to work tomorrow.
Dude, you know what? He called me from the hospital today on a deal for a commercial job. Like, hey, on this computer.
That's the difference between pros and amateurs right there.
Yeah.
He knows he got to feed a second baby. That's awesome.
Third baby.
Third baby.
Woo. Yeah. I told you they're having a girl. I said you could. My name's Nick. My middle name is Todd. Nicholas Todd. I said, your choice. You can name her Nicole, or you can name her Toddina. I think Toddina.
That's funny.
There's 3 interview questions, right, for the average sales rep. Do you got a girl? Do you have kids? And do you have debt? You just want yeses across the board. All right, you're hired. You're hired. Because if you don't have any real, you know what I'm saying, D?
I ain't never heard that one. That's funny. Do
And
you
then,
got a girl? Do you got kids? Do you got debt?
That's it, baby. Let's go.
That's the closing questions. We like you. We just got to ask you one more question. Oh man, that was good. For anybody who's still tuned in, I know we are hour into this thing, and I've been enjoying myself. I don't even care if nobody was watching us live. I've been enjoying myself.
We had them. They was there.
Listen, Best Hustler Experience is coming up in November, baby. November 13th and 14th. Listen, we're going to keep blasting this thing out like a new mixtape on the way. We're going to keep blasting this thing out like the new Transformers, like a new Marvel movie, right? Listen, get your tickets now. It's only room for 120 people. We're not doing no big event this year. We wanted to be tight, intimate, like where we can look you all in your eyes, right? 120 people. So if you wait till October, you probably won't get a seat. And I want to let you know, you can't hit me up. You can't hit Nick up. You can't hit Bruce up to be like, can you get me a ticket? No. We gonna listen. If you try to get tickets last minute, we're gonna treat these things like some brand new Jordans on StockX, and they go from $200 to $500. Like I can get you in there, bro, for the $500. That's like the back
We start kicking out employees.
Backdoor walk-in special. We got you for the $500. You know,
stay in the room only.
Yeah, I mean, stay in the room. But now we just playing. But listen, get your tickets now. Hurry up. Don't wait till it's too late. The problem with most humans is you last minute on everything. 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, and I take the trash. Then I go do this. Do it now.
Yeah.
Like the goddamn DeVry commercial. Remember the old college commercial? You're sitting on the couch. You ain't doing nothing. You might as well apply now. That's how we feel about these tickets. You're watching us on live. You ain't doing nothing. Hit the QR code. Go to the site. Get you a Best Hustler Experience live ticket, man. We'd love to see y'all in November, and we're going to live again in July because it's June still. Yeah. We'll be going live again in July, man. If y'all want to say anything before we get up out of here, do y'all throw a thizzle.
Come see DB. Come see the man himself. Come see the Rev. Come preach it. Come preach at you in November. You drop the truth.
I'm excited, man. I don't think I've spoke live in person in about 2 years.
Oh, it's going down.
Some of them quotes you pulled off Chat GPT are biblical.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna have to
get them, bro.
Google AI. You know, I'm just kidding. But
no, they're so good, man. You bring the heat. It's gonna be awesome.
You know, that's the thing when you work with Rob. You just hear these different metaphors all day long. You know, so they stick with me.
I want to go hit the bag. Rob
definitely kicking out metaphor. I feel like Rob remind me of the little hamster in Kung Fu Panda.
Man down. Whoa.
So too much for Jared to put up a picture of Rob and
Jared, I mean, come on, Jared. I told Jared to come on. Jared's sleeping in the background.
Kung Fu Panda. That be having them quotes. That be the Hey, I've been using Rob line. It ain't no such thing as an easy high.
Listen, when you hear something that speaks to you, it will stick with you. Last thing when we were out of town in Turks, I tried to go windsurfing. Y'all wakeboarded, I've skateboarded. I'm like, anything on a board, I'll figure it out. And this guy's trying to give me all these details and teach me how to wind. You know, it's basically a kite on the surfboard. You hold on to it. And I'm like, all right, man, I'm ready to go. Like, I think I got this. And I was like, so you want me to go out to that boat and back? He's like, it's not about how far you can go. It's about if you can get home. And, man, that thing has stuck with me all week. And to let you know something, I finally figured out how to kite surf. Next thing you know, I'm about a mile out, and they had to come rescue me on a boat. so I'm telling you, it's not
that is a gem right there. It ain't about how far you can go. It's about can you get home.
Yeah, old Jamaican man in Turks and Caicos told me that.
Nick said, by the time I figured it out, I was too far. They had to come save me.
Oh, man.
That was good. Hey, listen, man. What go, Bruce? Go.
No, that's it. I'm done. Y'all.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
y'all were on point tonight, bro.
Oh, no, tonight was fun, man. I had a great time.
We see you drinking them Heinies.
That was just a little White Claw, but it was towards the end of it. Listen, Honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve with y'all two amazing men, man. Y'all always help me take my game to the next level. Love y'all. Everybody who on the live tonight, appreciate y'all. And go get your damn tickets.
Let's go. Have a good night, guys.